I'm Batman.
Hello Rage Squidders, Greg's here, and before we continue any further, just want to give you a warning. There may be quite a few vampire related puns in this video. I just can't help myself, I'm a bit of a sucker for this kind of thing. Anyway, most are intentional, but some might just be sheer coincidence. Anyway, we're sinking our teeth into Stunlock Studios' fantastic vampire action RPG, V Rising. Version 1.0 dropped this week, and so that means the game is now out of Steam Early Access, and it comes absolutely chock full of quality of life updates and a ton of spit and polish just to make things extra shiny. Before I kick things off, I just want to give a huge shout out to Stunlock Studios for providing some extra Steam keys. We've got one piece of DLC, which is the Dracula's Relics pack, and some main keys, and we've got like 4 keys in all. So we can give them away to you lovely people. I'll be displaying the keys randomly throughout the video, so be sure to tune in, otherwise you might miss out. First come, first served, so enjoy. So let's talk about V Rising. So let's talk about visuals. I've got to say, this game just reeks of atmosphere. It's gloriously detailed, from the deep forests, scurrying wildlife, mist, smoke, lightning, and lighting, and other weather effects. The game is just dripping in the visual good stuff. Yep, for a 3D isometric game, it's pretty damn good looking. Even up close, it doesn't blur out or get pixelated. It looks really good. Also, a special mention goes to the game's bosses. There are an additional 6 bosses added to this update, bringing the total tally of around 57. All of them with different attacks, unique vocal quips and taunts that are genuinely a challenge to vanquish. I've lost count of the times I've died to the higher tiered bosses. This was either my fault, I was either undergeared or underskilled. No death felt unjustified due to the game. It was on me, I've got to say. Which is fine. All good, clean fun. So the audio in the game has been given just as much care as the visuals. From howling of wolves, ripping out someone's heart, the screaming of innocence, it's just absolutely superb. Scurries of creepy crawlies and gut-wrenching sounds of combat. The game has some superb audio. Special mention also goes to the fantastic score, creeping in with some very deep gothic tones and some rather earworm-inducing sweet ambient tracks that made me hum them after a few hours playtime. No joking. It really is a treat for the ears, you've got to love it. And because I'm a sadist, let's take a listen to these helpless screams. Absolutely superb. Right, let's talk about the gameplay, in particular the combat. Oh, the combat, how I love it in V Rising. It's just so damn satisfying. I'm a dual pistol and sword kind of guy, but I also like to rock with the Reaper as well. It does have some rather nifty skills. Although I do have a penchant for whipping people with the new update, so those pesky villagers don't know what hits them. Anyway, the snazzy looking whip is very fun to use. It also happens to sound and animate beautifully. One of the many, many new additions in this huge update. So let's move on to the UI and the user experience. Of course, with this game comes a lot of crafting, a lot of looting, and a lot of organisation. Of course, we can't forget about that because it's pretty damn good. So, as we're sorting for our ill-gotten gains, it's got some of the most gratifying looting mechanics. I didn't misspeak, I said gratifying because that is a combination of gratifying and satisfying. I hope you like that. The sound and feel when you loot something is just perfect. Hold down F and just hoover up your foes' dropped wares. It's beautifully rewarding and feeds back perfectly. Storing and sorting our loot is also a lot more efficient and time saving now. We now have storage for specific loot such as gems, general resources, alchemy, consumables and jewels. Also herb and tailoring items. With the new UI design, things are so much faster and simpler to sort. The devs even went the extra mile and added a nifty feature that highlights items in green that can be stored in the container you're occupied. It's quite cool. Also, special mention must go to the new waypoint system. For people such as myself who have, let's say, a horrendous sense of direction, the new waypoint system is definitely a welcome addition. All you need to do is just open your map, right click your mouse where you want to go, and a waypoints pop down. It also adds a nice little GPS, aka GTA style GPS line that leads the way. It's really, really cool. It's a lifesaver for people like me. The addition of gamepad support and the imminent PS5 release, in my opinion, has influenced Stunlock into revising the UI, mainly to make things clear and better spaced out and much more user friendly. Why do I say that? Well, for one, the icons are a lot cleaner, better laid out and just perfect for larger TV screens. The whole user interface is a lot more coherent and cleaner. The storage bags we can craft and equip have also received a massive rework, which is again well thought out. No longer do we need to craft individual bags for gems, coins and herbs. We can just craft one bag that gives additional inventory slots and protection from silver. These bags can be upgraded to give more space and further bonuses, a huge improvement. Building in V Rising is fundamentally the same with a few little tweaks here and there, although this time a cool little feature is you can build higher. You can go up to 6 tiers, which is pretty cool. And you now have the option to relocate using the castle relocation hat. This in itself is quite a brilliant and clever little idea. Once crafted and placed on a new territory, you can essentially move house as your storage with all its contents and other structures are available to place. Once all the required pieces are positioned, you can transfer territories. It's a cool little feature, and it's also a good opportunity to revise your castle design if you're not happy with it. Building still feels a little bit janky sometimes, such as certain pieces not clicking into place without a bit of encouragement. Also, creating tiered castles sometimes feels a little bit hit and miss. Perhaps I'm doing it wrong? Probably. We have more building pieces now and a new 2-tiered deployable system such as the advanced tannery, grinder, furnace, blood press and loom. They all look great and have the usual high quality animations when in operation. V Rising's world, the continent of Adoran, is vast, with many regions to explore. This update adds a new realm, the Ruins of Mortium. This biome is suitably bleak, with ash-laden ruins and a very sombre colour palette, and it's home to some of Dracula's scummy little friends. Although these minions bear gifts in the form of better loot and the new Draculan blood type that grants us new blood properties, it also serves as the endgame environment where you can participate in cleansing rifts that pop up after a time. Each rift clearance rewards you with more loot and Stygian shards. These can be spent at your altar of Stygian or to upgrade your vampire with permanent passive buffs, or at one of the vampire traders in the area in exchange for rare artifacts for your weapons. Completion of these rifts ramps up their levels, having it can go up to level 2, increasing the challenge and rewards. It's a nifty little way to grow and test your new powers. The world feels a little more lived in and fleshed out now, with more subtle details, better defined paths, more NPCs, more wildlife and random encounters. One such addition is the inclusion of caravans. This is an opportunity for our blood-loving vampires. We just cannot resist it. Deal with the escort and destroy the caravan. The rewards will increase depending on the region. Silverlight Hills caravans are a delight to rob. They have the creme de la creme of goodies. Just plan your attacks carefully. Righto, we're coming to the end of this review now because I think I've gone through quite enough. There are tons and tons of changes in this game. It's ridiculous. I will link the change log in the video description, but there are a lot of stuff I've not covered, like additional weapons, skill and spell upgrades and stuff. So, like I say, it has been noted, I've just not mentioned it in this review. So, minor nitpick straight away for the crafting. You can't build straight from storage. You can't build items, you can't craft items that are in cupboards nearby. You have to have them on your inventory for the most part. I think Enshrouded handled this very well. Basically, you could craft magic boxes and you put the items in the boxes and you can basically craft anywhere in your base without having to go backwards and forwards to get resources. I think this was a really good solution. I'm hoping this might be a thing in V Rising in the future. I mean, it is in theme, so perhaps maybe one day. A bit of a technical gripe, the upscaling in the game, there's only AMD's FSR for some reason. There's nothing for Intel's XeSS or Nvidia's DLSS solutions. Maybe that'll be added one day, I'm not sure. The camera, I've mentioned this previously, the camera can get quite fiddly and obtrusive during heavy combat. I'd been losing my crosshair on many occasions and getting frustrated. I put that down to a me problem, a skill problem. I did try the controller option, but I was sacrificing what little accuracy I had. So yeah, back to the mouse and keyboard for me. However, one thing I will praise Stunlock for is adding laser sights to projectile weapons like your crossbow and your pistols. That is a massive, massive addition, and I do appreciate it. Thank you. Speaking of the camera, I wish there was a native third-person camera option. I know there's a mod for it. I've tried it, and it's pretty cool. We have this huge open world, and it just seems minuscule from the perspective we've got. Obviously, that's a game's designer choice, and I completely respect that. But I mean, imagine just the castle you're building. It's monumentally massive. It can be monumentally massive. It would just be amazing to see it from a different perspective. It's more of a request or more of a on my wish list, to be honest. But yeah, personal preference. There seems to be a little bit of a bug when rebinding your action keys to a side mouse button. For example, I bound my action key to key number 7 for on my side mouse button just so I could heal quicker. For some reason this doesn't work. It just plays a little weird animation and empties your hands, and it just doesn't do anything. Maybe it's a glitch that's going to be fixed, hopefully. Really strange issue I've encountered with teleports, and I've looked up online. There's quite a few people experiencing this. Sometimes when you teleport, the blood explosion doesn't happen, the animation doesn't happen, and it can take a while for it to happen. I don't know if it's a time thing or if it's a bug or whatever, but if you try to teleport, the game simply won't let you sometimes. I did manage to find a workaround. If you quit the castle or quit the game and go back in, it will work, but it's a bit of a strange bug. I encountered it probably maybe 3 and 5 times, which isn't that bad, to be honest, but when it does happen, it's quite frustrating. Like I said, there's just so much to this update. I mean, 90% of it is good, and I'm really happy with the game. It's just come along so much, and I'm hoping they add some DLC in the future. Speaking of DLC, there's also some really cool Castlevania themed DLC that's come out with this, and it's proper cool. Some nice cosmetics, there's some nice forms. Oh, and you can also turn into a spider in this. They've added an extra form, you can turn into a spider, which I think is quite underutilised. I mean, it'd be cool if you could shoot webs and disable enemies and have it on a cooldown, maybe. I don't know, just a thought. Anyway, I think I've babbled on long enough. I'm going to get off. Hopefully you've found the hidden cards in the video if you've got this far. Thanks a lot for watching. I know I could count on you all. Oh dear, I got a really bad cough in developing. Oh, that's enough now. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a nice juicy thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a nice dollop of a thumbs down. It's all good. Drop some comments. What do you think of the game? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you like the quality of life stuff they've added? What's your biggest gripe? What's your biggest love? And don't forget to subscribe. Oh, one more thing. We've actually got our own V Rising server. 20 slots. Very generous gear allocation, so you get a bit of a boost. So if you want to join us, check out the games list in V Rising, or check out the server IP and the description in the video description. Cheers. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the usual stuff.